on a great job. Well done. With that in mind, number 18, moved by Councillor Fogarty, second by Councillor Feck, that a recommendation with respect to correspondence item 18 on the consent agenda for the regular meeting of Council on June 8 read as follows: referred to Council Committee. Is there any further discussion? Councillor Fogarty.
Thank you, Your Worship. I've pulled this because the original recommendation is to move, or I guess refer it to Council Committee in closed session. And I guess I just don't understand why it needs to be discussed in closed session. Looking at what section we discuss it under, we've already discussed a review, and through that review, a judicial review was discussed in open session on this report. We opted not to go that route. We opted to go another route, but it already has been discussed with this, I guess, with this project in general. And I think the thing that struck me most is talking about transparency in a closed session meeting kind of seems inherently wrong to me. If this is a matter to be discussed in closed session, why would it appear on the consent agenda in full? So I've changed the recommendation to read, refer to Council Committee for a full discussion in open session.
Discussion? Mr. Brown.
Your Worship, just to explain why it was put there, it was brought to my attention that some members of this forum felt that there needed to be an opportunity to discuss whether some of the contents of that document were in fact defamatory, and if so, whether any further action was appropriate. So it wasn't so much. So that's why the letter was put on consent as a public document, but there was an indication that at least some council wanted to talk about the content of particularly the attachments to the letter in closed session, as opposed to the issue of the initial subject matter being a judicial investigation. So, and obviously that's council's prerogative to not discuss that, because obviously that would be an inappropriate discussion to have in public.
Any further discussion?
So with that information, I would be more than happy if there is a concern and some members of this council would like to discuss that aspect of this letter in closed session. I have no problem saying refer to Council Committee in closed session for that aspect, and refer the rest of it to Council Committee for full discussion.
You have it. The recommendation is for Council Committee in closed session now. You want it partially broken down? Is that the idea?
What the original recommendation, I guess, on the agenda states that Council Committee in closed session, and Mr. Brown, City Manager, just informed me that some members have expressed concern that there may be some defamatory statements in the letter. So I have no problem discussing that, because it's defined and clear legal action in closed session. However, I'd like to have a more full discussion on the letter and the idea of a judicial review in open session. So if we could deal with just the defamatory action in closed session, I have no problem with that. And then the rest of it in Council Committee.
Well, the recommendation is for all of it to go to closed session. So
no, the recommendation you read is all of it to go to open session.
What your recommendation is, and I'll deal with that now. Okay? And there's a motion. I've already read the motion, correct?
Correct.
Refer to Council Committee, which is open session. Further discussion? Councillor Safola.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'm wondering why it needs to go to Council Committee. Why can't we discuss the letter now here?
That's not the normal situation.
Well, consent agenda, we can take action, can we not?
The issue, yes, if you wish to do so. And what would the reason be for that? At this point,
I'm just.
You have two referrals.
Yeah, I agree with Councillor Fogarty. If we're going to discuss the defamatory part of it, it should go in closed meeting.
Whatever.
But the letter itself, there's no reason we can't discuss it tonight. And in my opinion, if a person's willing to pay for it, we have nothing to hide, Your Worship.
The motion before you then is to refer it to Council Committee. Okay? Any further discussion on it? All in favor? Carry. Yeah. Oh,
Your Worship, can I request a recorded vote on this?
well, just a moment, please, until I require what we're actually voting on. Obviously, there's some issues here. Yes.
I may suggest that you just send it to both. Send it to closed session and send it to
It's already listed to go to closed session now. Councillor Fogarty is asking it that it also be done in open session.
Okay, but I'm just getting the message that we just changed it away from one to the other when...
No.
So let's just read it out as both, and I think we can all support it, right?
If I might, Your Worship, my original recommendation is to send it to council committee. I think I would have a friendly amendment, if I amend my own motion, to state that it also be sent to council in closed session, so both. Councillor Fecht, is that acceptable? So if we amend it as a friendly amendment to read both, and then I would request that there be a recorded vote.
Do you only want to take this and refer it? Because I'm not sure what to do on this one. Yeah, exactly.
I'm just having a little difficulty, Your Worship, on the process of bringing it back to committee, because you're not asking, obviously, for staff reports or anything. So how would it get on the committee agenda?
Yeah.
Normally, or...
It could be under correspondence.
On council.
It could go to council, that's fine.
If you want a public discussion, it might be more appropriate, if I can suggest, that it go to both council committee in closed session and to the and as correspondence to the next council meeting.
Acceptable. Councillor Fecht? Thank you.
Thank you, Your Worship.
No, we didn't. Refer to the council committee in closed session and correspondence to the next. So what do you mean? A recorded vote as well. Sewing this up tight, eh? Yeah. Motion moved by Councillor Fogarty, second by Councillor Feck, with the recommendation with respect to correspondence 18 on the consent agenda for the regular meeting of council on June 8th read as follows. Refer to council committee in closed session and correspondence at the next council meeting. So this letter will be on the council committee meeting under correspondence to the next council committee. Council meeting, pardon me, yes. And it's been requested a recorded vote. You wish to take care of that?
Yes,
Oh, you
Worship.
You want this or you want to do it your way? No, she has a way of doing it now on sheets without the motion itself.
Thank you, Worship. A recorded vote has been requested. Councillor Lauer?
Yes.
Councillor McMillan?
Yes.
Councillor Spears?
Yes.
Councillor Gardy?
Yes.
Counselor Sepola,
Yes?
Counselor Fogarty,
Yes?
Counselor Feck,
Yes.
Mayor Stevens.
Yes.
Your worship, that motion is carried.